So what is this stuff record and then you can like post it anywhere or it automatically like post it on your YouTube or you gotta redo it?
Hold on one second, cause I started the live. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Oops. All right. Hello. How is everyone?
What's up? What's up?
Wait, I don't think can y'all hear him? I still have you in the backstage.
Me?
Yes, you. They
Oh,
can't
okay,
see you
okay.
yet.
Alright.
Guys, I'm working out the kinks here. We're working out how this live thing goes, but thanks for joining. I'm going to give you guys a couple more seconds to get everybody in here, but you see who the guest of honor is. We'll be chatting with my good friend Tyson Gay. Okay, you guys can hear me. You like my makeup? Thank you. Go shop 400metadiva.com. You can't see me. Okay, wait, hold on. Let's fix that. There we go. That should have done it. No? Can you see me now? You guys, I'm such a novice. Thank you for your patience. I feel like that should have done it. Yes, we are both Leos. Okay, you can see me good. 1 second, guys. And then I'm going to do this intro. Okay, awesome. So, as I said at the beginning, please continue to share this. Give us some thumbs up. That helps the algorithm so that we can get more viewers, more likes, all of those things. So share this, share it on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Let people know you're in here. Um, they said they can hear you, Tyson. So just hold on. I got to figure out how. Oh, I can turn your volume down. Ah. Okay. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce my friend, Tyson Gay. This is meant to be super chill, super relaxed, conversational. Um, I have a story about Tyson that I want to share that I didn't tell him that we're going to share today, but we're still going to share it anyway. But anyway, he really needs no introduction. However, born and raised in Lexington, Kentucky. Anything that I get wrong, he'll come on here and correct me. He's the American record holder of 969. He did that in 2009 at Shanghai, in Shanghai. He's the Triple Crown winner of the 100, 200, 4x1 at the 2007 World Championships in Osaka. He's got a silver medal from Berlin in the 100, a couple World Cup gold medals, World Relays, World Athletic Finals, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So, without further ado, let me introduce my good friend Tyson Gay. Hold on.
Yo, what up? What up?
All
You silly.
right. Welcome to Tea Time. As I said, this is meant to be like super conversational, super relaxed. I appreciate you because you hit me up like, what are we talking about? Do I need to bring anything? Do I need to? And I was just like, no, it's meant to
Right.
be relaxed. But I appreciate that. Um, so there were, oh no, the frames are freezing. Let me make sure my internet connection is good. Is your internet connection good? Can you tell?
Right now it is.
Okay. All right, we'll keep it pushing. Um, this live will stay up. You're laughing at me. Yeah, I'm trying to step my game up. We had some applause for our guest of honor. But this live will live here after this conversation, so you can come back and view it. Again, continue to share and give us a thumbs up. So anyway, let's get right into it. Tyson, where are you right now? You
I'm in Orlando, Florida right now.
Okay. And that's what you let me get in the center of my screen. Is Florida's where you call home, right?
Correct.
Okay. You still training? You still Tokyo 2021? What's on the agenda for now?
Yeah, I'm still training. I kind of took off the last couple of years, at least mentally, not by choice, just from stress purposes.
Hmm.
So right now I've been training and trying to refocus on training my mind so I can get over this last hump before I go into the next chapter.
Okay. Go into the next chapter. What's the next chapter?
I want to speak. I want to reach out to people and teach them about the championship mindset, everything that I've done over my career, all the sacrifices. So I want to be able to teach that just from a psychological standpoint so people can understand that it's not just about going to the track every day or giving someone some speed work. It's really about, opening up your mind to be able to accept what's coming down the road.
Hmm. I love that. I don't know if you know or not, but I'm in grad school now for clinical mental health. And that's one of the things that people always ask me, like, do you want to go into coaching? And I'm like, absolutely not. But I will coach your mind.
Right,
I don't want to be out on
right, right,
the
right,
track all day, every day. But I would love to get into your mind and be a part of that process as opposed to, you know, doing those repetitions with you out on
right.
the track. But from our conversation, it sounds like you want to do a little bit of both because you have something else that you're also working on, right?
Yeah, I have my online program. I kind of put it on pause because I was helping. I got overwhelmed with helping people.
Hmm.
So I'm going to hopefully start it back up next month and have something that's a little bit more organized because I want to be able to do a Zoom call with the athletes who want my help.
Hmm.
So I'm going to add that to it as well as give people their workouts once a month, and they'll be able to talk to me, ask questions, and kind of go from there.
Okay. All right. So be on the lookout for that, guys. Once again, continue to share. Keep sharing this. Push it out to your friends. You remember this? I don't know if you can see these comments that I'm sharing on the screen. VJ85 says I was at Crystal Palace when he bust a stadium record in the rain. You remember that race?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Well, tell us
Yeah,
about the race. What race was that?
man. I don't know. It's been so many of them, man. But I definitely, conditions don't really bother me like that.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of one of those guys, whether it's raining, super hot, cold. I'm going to try to be a dog regardless. So
Man,
it's just it's just one of those things, man.
y'all didn't catch that because I caught that. He said conditions don't bother me. It's whatever. I'm ready for whatever. I definitely caught that. I definitely caught that. Um, Before we move on, let me see if I know there were a couple of questions at the top of when we first they're loving your beard. Lena Brown says, "Oh
Oh,
wow, beard is massive but dope." Y'all catching the Mr. T vibes with all the chains too?
you silly.
And somebody else asked, I don't see it anymore, but somebody else asked if you use a special beard oil. Oh, here it is. Need to know what beard oil he's using, or is that just all natural?
Look, juices and berries or whatnot.
Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so I'm gonna. I don't want to say break the ice, but kind of sort of break the ice. Some people may or may not know that once upon a time we trained together. My rookie season as a pro, I trained with Tyson down in Claremont, Florida, Claremont, Orlando. Um, And this is so actually my favorite stories of like I guess I'm gonna call you my teammate is like the off the track stories. Like of course we have our performances on the track, but like we have our experiences together, training together, traveling together. So I always tell people the story of me buying my first car. You remember that?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So Tyson
Yeah, I
came
remember
with
that.
me to the dealership. I was like, my mom told me, don't go to the dealership by yourself. Take a man with you, right? So I'm like, okay, Tyson, can you come with me to go get this car? I really want to get this. I was going between the Range Rover and the Infinity G37, right? So we get there,
Mhm.
and I made up my mind that I had to have a red car, right? I had to have this car in red. Problem is, they only had a manual one on the lot, right? And they were saying something like it was going to take a month or so for an automatic to come in. So I was like, I don't care. I got to have this car. This is the car that I want. I'm going to take the manual car. Don't know how to drive a stick shift for nothing. Nothing, right? So and then to add even more juice to the story, I didn't have no credit. Like I'm fresh out of college. Dude went in the back and ran my credit and was like, so yeah, you don't have no credit, but I know who Tyson is, so I'm gonna let you have this car. So that's number one. I only got the car because Tyson was there and the guy recognized Tyson. And then I guess he acted like he
Yeah.
knew me, but whatever. We'll save that. So then we drive off the lot with this car again. I don't know how to drive a stick shift. So we get off the lot and we get to this light, which, if you know anything about driving a stick shift, you want to get on the highway because then you're just smooth sailing. But you got to get out of first, second, third, fourth. It was a 6 speed. So we get to this light, and of course, I stalled out. And I immediately started panicking. But I'll always, always, always remember Tyson was like, chill out. They're going to wait. Take your time.
Yeah.
Start the
Yeah, I
car
don't know,
back
y'all.
up. Relax. You good? Because they were honking behind me, but he literally was like, relax. You all right? You got this. I will never forget that. However, the very next week, the very next week, after he gave me that whole pep talk, like, they're going to be all right. Take your time. You got this. Don't let nobody rush you. We all, the whole training group, minus Veronica, right? We all lived in the same apartment complex. Veronica had, she had bought a house or whatever, but the rest of us all lived in the same apartment complex. And this apartment complex was on a hill. So, anybody, again, that knows anything about driving a stick, balancing that clutch and that gas on a hill, it can be tricky. So there was a light to go to practice. We literally lived down the street. We probably could have walked to practice, but that's another conversation. So again, another red light. I'm in the right lane. Him and I think you were with Pick and oh my god, why am I blanking on his name now? The 400 hurdler. Um
Eric.
who?
Eric.
Was it Eric? Was
Derek
Derek,
Williams.
Derek, yeah.
Yeah.
Three of them in a car. Of course I stall out at the light. What do? They roll down the windows. Tyson is hanging out of the window, beeping the horn. Move this car! Get this car out of the way! I was so embarrassed, but all I could do was laugh. But like, these are the stories that like you see us on the track all serious, taking care of business, out there to perform, but we
Yeah.
genuinely have a good time with each other off the track. I those two things I will never forget. Like just last week, bruh, you told me to relax. Now today, you clowning me because I can't get this
Oh
car
yeah.
off this hill. So, I mean, we have stories for days. Like we've traveled the world. Another great one for me was when we went to Monaco and we were training out there for a while. You guys actually ran in Monaco, but I had to leave. I think that was like 2015. Man, so the story that I just told is from 2008. And then, 2015, now 2020, I mean, 2020, 2021. So we have definitely come a long, long way. Oh,
Definitely.
man. Somebody said, I bet you burnt that clutch up. I sure did. There were some days I would get to practice and you could smell it. You can smell. But hey, I learned I can still drive a stick to this day. I love that car so much that I traded it in 2 years later for the exact same car. It was just an automatic. But anywho, moving on from that story, do you have a favorite race? I mean, my guess would be the American record race, but let me not put no words in your mouth. Or like a favorite place to
My
compete.
my favorite races. One of my favorite races is probably Lausanne. I think I may have ran 19.7. I'm not sure the exact time. I ran it uh, in 2007, if I'm not mistaken, before World Championships. That was one of my favorite races. I think it was because of the commentator. He made the race sound so exciting. I can't remember who was doing it, but I won the race. But the way he was commentating just made it like 10 times better. Like, I mean, you would have thought it was like one of the greatest races I've ever ran. He talked about I think my bend, and he talked about my tongue hanging out. You know what I'm saying? And really, I was like,
Wait,
it
did
was
you
like I
hear
was
all of this
tired.
during the race? Or was
No,
this
no,
like
no,
poster?
no,
Okay,
no,
okay.
no.
I'm like, hold on now. Okay.
Yeah, so no, it came with that race. I was actually not injured, but I was hurting a little bit for like a couple of weeks. I wasn't training, wasn't doing anything. I was sore from trials and just beat up. So I went there running off of just guts, you know what I'm saying, the heart, and then I got the victory. And the way he commentated was just like, I mean, it was amazing, man. I think it's Lausanne 200. I think it was 2007, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that's one of my favorite races.
I never got to run at Lausanne. No, I lie.
Really?
I'm confusing Lausanne.
Oh,
I lie. I ran there twice. It's Zurich
okay.
that I didn't get to run at that I really wanted to run.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm
I never
surprised.
got into that meet. Um,
Okay.
but so that's your favorite race off of commentating, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, cause I mean, the story was if you knew who I was with well, obviously Artie. So I was with Artie, and he was like, "No, don't run. Blah blah blah. You've been sitting on your butt for weeks. You're hurt. Your knee hurts. Blah blah blah. Just chill." I said, "I'm gonna just get out here and just see what happens." So I just kind of just tried to like delete all the stuff that I had going on and just try to hit it, and I got a great race out of it. So it's kind of the story leading up to the race.
Yeah, I gotta say, and again, having trained with you, there were some behind the scenes things that I get to see that other people didn't see. And I see you coming out, putting in the work, vomiting, and then going to meets that
Yeah,
said, like, you're supposed to be beat up. You're not supposed to perform well,
yeah,
after trials, like going through 6 rounds and 6 high intensity rounds, and then come back a week or two later and still perform. I think it's a true
hmm
testament to your mental toughness and just who you were and are as an
hmm
athlete. And I mean, I definitely had the privilege of seeing that behind the scenes, and especially so young. I mean, I was fresh out of college. I didn't even
hmm
graduate college. I mean, I did go back, but I came out after my junior year. So having you and Veronica and Coach Brahman to kind of be like the examples that I'm looking at, like, oh man, I'm training with these people.
right.
I was definitely blessed to have such examples. Um, I think this is possible. Someone said, imagine if Tyson makes a comeback in 2024 and wins the Olympics aged 42.
Yeah, dumb way. Yeah, that's the goal, man. No, for real, that is the goal, for real. Now, see, really, I just want to run fast again. I don't know if anyone knows what running fast feels like.
Hmm.
It's a it's a relaxed but aggressive feeling that you can't really describe. So when you hit it, or when you have those moments, and all the practices and everything come together for that race, it feels amazing. So I want to feel what that feels like again before I hang up the shoes for good. And then if that happens to make the team and go from there, then we good.
Yeah. You said that so well. I think, people always ask like about your best race, and like you kind of go into certain race, or not certain races, but I know for me I go into races like searching for that feeling, like what you're talking about, where like the
Right?
best races feel the most relaxed. I always say it almost feels like it comes to you rather than you reaching for it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and like I always try to like the mindset that I was in, and like the feeling that I had before that race. Like I try to search for that before going
hmm
into races. So I know exactly what you mean when you're like, I'm searching for that. I want to have that feeling again. Um,
Absolutely.
this is a good question. What race taught you your biggest lesson?
My biggest lesson, probably 2012. I came in fourth by like thousands, hundreds of a second, or something like that. And that race taught me a lesson because I wasn't winning the race, even though I was going for a medal, but I was going for the win, regardless if Bolt, Gatlin, Blake, all those top dogs was in the race, but I was still going for the win. And when I seen that I wasn't winning, I felt like the air kind of got taken out of me the last couple steps.
Hmm.
And then it was like, then I look up at the clock and it's fourth place by nothing.
Hmm.
And a dip would have got me a medal. So that kind of taught me, like, regardless if you're not winning the race, you know what I'm saying, you got to gut it out, you know what I'm saying, if there's a medal on the line or whatnot. So I think that was my biggest lesson. um, Kind of letting my heart overwhelm me just because I didn't win, because like every race I go into I try to win. So some athletes run to get a medal. They may say, hey, I can't beat the best, or I can't beat him, he's way ahead of my league, but I'm still going to go out there and try to win regardless who's in the race. So it kind of took the wind out of me because I know what it's like to lose, and I don't really like that feeling. So I just rather go out and try to win.
Man, don't nobody like to lose. You said some athletes just run to win medals. I feel like anytime I get on the line, I'm there to win. And I feel like
hmm
anybody else, if that's not your mindset, I almost feel like you don't deserve to be there.
hmm
Like, is that
Right,
too extreme, or do you have the same sentiment? Like, I just feel like every time I put my spikes on and I line up, I'm there to win. Like, if I
right.
get bronze, silver,
Nah,
great, but like I want to win.
nah, I feel the same way. I mean, I feel the same way. I think Coach Brahman, um, another similar race to that was in 2005. I think I ran my rounds too fast, so I used up some energy. So I had to learn how to run and conserve energy for the finals.
Hmm.
That's different from running, and you know what I'm trying to say? I'm still going to try to win, if
Hmm.
that makes sense. You know what I mean? So I've always had that mindset. My coach, even when I didn't get a medal, I came in fourth. He still was proud of me, and I heard him tell someone Tyson went out there to win. He didn't win, but he can live with that, and I can live with that as a coach. You see
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
And then he felt some people had a strategy to get a medal. He said there's nothing wrong with it. If you have a strategy that you can use, but when you got the heart to go out there and try to win, he said you can't take that away. Like, because some people say, oh, I ain't gonna be able to beat him. So
Right.
it's different strategies for people, but I just like I don't know. I think my balls are just I don't know.
Yeah. I think to me that sounds like, there's some, and Tinsley, one of our, oh no, okay,
Hmm.
Tinsley, one of our great friends. Um Tinsley and I always say that, like, you can't coach a dog. It's either you got it in you or you don't.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
Tinsley and I
Right.
believe that, like that's one of the things that led to our longevity. So I mean, that's what it sounds like Coach Brahman was saying to you, that like some people got strategy, some people makes you a ferocious competitor. So I'm sorry if I look a little distracted over here. As I'm trying to do a bunch of things at once, manage the chat, ask questions. Um, I dropped Tinsley's name. I asked him to join me next week, but now he's saying he needs to see what questions we have. We got some funny questions. Someone said, ask Tyson what he uses on his eyebrows.
Oh, nothing. I actually got a unibrow. Like if you look closely, I got like a unibrow.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Um, so this is a good question. Is the two from Nathan Johnson? I'm sorry I haven't been saying you all's names when I ask the questions, but is the 200 meter ever going to be a focus in 2021? I believe you looked at your best in the 200 meters.
Yeah, I'm working on that now. I'm working on that mindset now. It's starting now in training. Once I get an indicator of when I run my 300s or if I run like a 400 or 4x4 in training, that gives me an indicator to kind of let me know if I want to tackle that 200 because that's like a different beast. So, yeah, I feel like I'm getting back into that mind frame and shape to run the 200 and then drop down to the one.
Okay. Okay. I like this question because this is something I'm interested in too. How do you feel about the mixed relays?
I haven't participated in any of the mixed relays. Um, I'm kind of 50-50
Uh-huh.
because I mean I think it's cool, and then it's kind of exciting, but then when you have
Guy against the
the
girl.
guy and the girl, and
That's
then it kind of
me.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it seems like it's kind of fair, but it's almost like it should be girl girl guy guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But mixing up any type of way is like it's going to be unfair either way it goes.
Yeah. I feel the same way, honestly. But as I say that, and I have one more year left, I might get thrown on a mixed three.
Right,
So, I'm there to do a job. So if I have
right,
to, I'll do what I have to do. But quite honestly, it's exciting to watch. But I don't
right.
know if I want to be the lady running against the guy, because that and I
Right.
have to give kudos to the athletes who have done it, because to know that a guy is running behind you and like stick to your race plan.
Hmm.
Whew. Um. Oh, someone disagrees. Aisha does not find the mixed relays exciting to watch. Um. This question has come up quite a bit. So if you want to talk about it, let's talk about it. Tell us a bit about the 2009 100-meter final in Berlin. What was going through your mind before and after the race? Do you think it was your perfect race? I remember a conversation that we had after this race, but have at it. Oh, let me leave it up there. Sorry.
Yeah, 2000. It was a special race. Before the race, I was I was trying to get my mind right. A lot of people don't know that I had to have growing surgery after after the season. So I was running on a torn groin. So I had to really like psych myself out and just do whatever it was I had to do to run. So a lot of people don't know I was really I was taking pain medication, lidocaine, whatever I could do to numb the pain in my groin because it was so painful, and I was kind of running on one leg, but I didn't really want to like put that out there because I felt like I've already made it this far. You just give it your all and try to win. And after the race, I was upset because I wanted to run 9.6. I knew he was incapable of running 9.6, or well, I thought that was as far as it was going to go. So I knew if he went any faster than that, I was in trouble. But 9.6, I knew I was capable of doing. So I was a little upset that I didn't run 9.6 versus 9.71. I was close, but I was a little upset at that.
That was also the race that was riddled with the false start, right? Was
I
that?
don't know if anybody. No, I don't think nobody false started in the finals. It was the semi people false
Oh,
starting, but
am I
I think
confusing
it was finals was clean.
2009 with 11? No,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 11 had the false start.
11 was the false start. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and I guess same topic, different thing. What is it like? Because in the 400, we're not next to each other on the line, right? And I've run a
Mhm.
couple of hundreds, but I have the luxury of like this is just for fun. This is
Right, right,
fun
right.
training, so it's not the same pressure of like having to perform in the 100. What is that like being on the line next to each other? And if you could, I mean, I talk about the call room and how in some places the call room is so tight and everyone it's like you can cut the tension with a knife because everyone is like laser
Mhm.
focused in their zone, ready to go, and we're like sitting this close to each other. What is that like, and how do you maintain your focus literally being right next to your competitors on the line? And there's no false starts. That I don't remember what year that rule went out, but like one false start and you're out. How do you manage that pressure?
It's the same. Everyone has their own routines when they're in the call room. I sip my water. I try to stay focused on me. Then you have some people who like to try to be more relaxed, where they're listening to music. Some people want to hit you with the drills. They hit you with the A skips, and then they hit you with the little fast twitch arm movements. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of be checking them out, and they kind of look ready, but you can fake ready though. You can kind of fake ready, but I mean, yeah, the tension the same. It's thick,
Yeah.
But when you're on side of somebody, you try to block them out. But man, we all see who's on the left and the right side of us, and we definitely see them when they do their push outs. We can see who's applying their force and their power. We be kind of like, he ready. You know what I'm saying? Like you look, you already know what time it is, but you be
So you
trying to
do
like
look.
refocus and
Yeah.
yeah, you be saying. I mean, look, I'm gonna keep it real. If I'm got a race and I'm lining up against a Soft or something, right? Soft is cool. He chill. He doing his thing. Soft getting them blocked. You hear them things shaking, so you kind of look over like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he ready. You know what I'm saying? He gonna pull out that Bugatti today. You know what I'm saying?
Not the
So it's
Bugatti.
one of them things. But yeah, so you just be like trying to focus, but at the same time you gotta refocus on your lane.
Yeah, I like that. Somebody said
Yes,
Tyson loves
sir.
water. Oh
Huh?
my goodness. ABL Quality said Tyson loves water. Listen, before we got on here, he was like,
Uh,
"Oh man, I forgot my water. Let me go get some water."
I'm telling you, man.
Oh man. Well, folks are
I'm
loving these
telling you.
stories. I'm telling you, there's more to us than just the performance on the track. There's so many things that's going through our minds as we're on the track, getting ready,
Definitely.
being next to. So, do you feel comfortable talking about some of your relationships, or not necessarily specifically your relationships, but like the 100-meter men,
Hmm.
400-meter
Hmm.
women? We had a reputation of not being cool with each other.
Right, right.
And I will say, over the course of my career, that kind of changed. But in the beginning, when I first came on the scene, no, we were not
Hmm.
necessarily like best friends.
Right.
What's it like for the men in the 100 meters? Are y'all cool? Is it that's my competitor? I ain't
Yeah,
got time
I
to.
think No, I think most men are cool, and I think that's kind of even in life. I think women are different. When it comes to I think women are like you say. I think track women, especially like you say, they y'all be divas. So you don't really want nobody else
I don't
stepping
like
in your
that.
spotlight. You know what I'm saying? So, but as far as on the men's side, I mean, I think most of us are cool. We may not like something about somebody, but it may not have nothing to do with tracking. Just maybe they personality. They may be a little weird or something.
Hmm.
But other than that, like everybody's pretty cool. Everybody chop it up. Everybody's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's cool. You know what I mean? It ain't too crazy.
yeah. I was.
Now some of the new era, I don't know, because I be hearing stories like this new era group of guys. Like I be hearing stories that they be kind of having their beefs and stuff or whatnot. But nah, the OGs, we ain't really had no real beef or nothing.
Do you think that that's what the sport is missing? Because that's kind of some of what I've heard. Some of the OGs, like the Atto Boldens, the Michael Johnsons, the Carl
Hmm.
Lewises, where they say that like we're too friendly and that the sport is missing the rivalries. Do you think that that's true?
I mean, at the end of the day, they say we're too friendly, but because they started saying that, like I think during my class, I think.
Hmm.
But I am who I am. I can't really WWF it. I'm just who I am. You know, me cool me.
Right.
I'm cool with you. I'm gonna be humble, but when the gun go off, I'm gonna do me. So I feel like they say that, but do y'all want WWF or y'all want fast times? Cause we running faster than y'all whatnot. So it's like you gotta pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel me?
Do I have a gun over here? I don't got no. I don't. I'm,
you you silly. Yeah, like you know what I'm saying.
oh
But it's
man.
cool though. You know what I mean? It's cool. But
Oh man.
mm,
Woo. Mike Larry, shots fired. Listen, he's not telling anything but the truth. I always say you ain't got a problem with me if you ain't got a problem with the truth. So
come on,
that
you
is
gonna
what it
preach? You gonna
is. That
preach?
is what it is. um let's take this question. This isn't about either one of us, but I love Allison. A
Mhm,
lot of people hate on Allison because she's a triple threat in multiple events. She's the most humble track
mhm.
and field athletics. She doesn't showboat, but I see women side eyes and all when you can 100, 200, 400. And you know what? That's a fact of life. um, I will definitely. I think I'm trying to like stay in the. I'm figuring this camera angle out. Um, I think that I keep taking these questions or comments down prematurely, but I think as Tyson pointed out that, or I even pointed out that, like in our era, there were rivalries. There was like, we don't necessarily get along. But what I will say is the older we got, or it definitely changed. But for me, Allison, I also had the pleasure of training with Allison for a year. As you said, most humble, most hardworking, definitely the GOAT, definitely future Hall of Famer. And I just feel like there comes a point where you just have to be real about, I can't deny what you've done on the track. Like,
Mhm.
and if I don't like you or I got a problem with you, but you literally have not done anything to me off the track, besides whoop my tail
Right.
on the track, then yeah, the problem is me. Because genuinely, Allison, I can't say a bad thing about her, honestly.
Right.
All right, we'll take a couple more questions because I don't want to hold Tyson up. I know he's a busy man down there in Florida with his family. All right, we got 60 people in here. Thank you guys for sharing. Continue to share. Um, yeah, Allison's running technique is great. Um, I never noticed this. Tyson, why do you never dip in your races? Dip your head. Can you guys hear my son crying in the background?
Um, I mean the goal. I mean, I don't know. I think the goal is for me to be ahead, or to be winning. So I never really practiced dipping. I just never really practiced it before. So I should have been practicing it because It would have came in handy in 2012. But I might, I might,
Might put that
I
in
might put that in my
the
training.
yeah.
Yeah, I forgot somebody. It was someone who didn't dip. I think I don't know if it was Sharon or what's her name, Sharon or Sharon Simpson or Shelly. And I can't remember which one it was, but it was a close finish in the World Championships. I think I can't or Olympics. And I think her coach had her like dipping, cause like you know what I'm saying. Like she stood straight up through the line, and I think her coach took her out there and was like, "You gonna practice?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, you might have to dip to get what you got to get. So
You saw that like
yeah,
took
but
her back in the warm up area and had her doing that?
I can't remember exactly how it was, but I know it was something that was put into her brain, you know what I'm saying, and to practice. But I can't remember who it was. I don't want to say it was Shell. I don't want to say. I think it may have been. It was somebody. Do you remember that close race? I think it was '08 maybe.
Hmm.
It was a close race, and they didn't. I don't even think they gave a medal to. It was like two silvers. You remember that? It was
Was
like
that
Karan and
2000 was it the Olympics cuz they swept
I,
the 100 and I feel like it was like
I
two
think so.
silvers and
Two
a gold.
silvers and a gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. They couldn't separate them, and I think I just remember hearing the stories and about the dipping thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, I gotta work on that. Hopefully I don't,
Somebody, yeah, this is
but
why I love my people. 2008, Simpson didn't dip at the line. Hmm.
oh yeah.
Yep. Thanks, Mike Larry. Thanks for clearing that up. Um,
Mike Larry.
huh. I like this question, but um, we'll pose it. Okay. Please ignore this if it's a hard question, but we all suffer from trauma. I know you've had your difficult times as a Black person and our relationship with mental health. How do you stay in a good place?
How I stay in a good place is I think I've learned how to control that thing that we all want to do, and it's like how we want to control what other people think. I think that's something that I've kind of let go. So I don't really look for acceptance from everyone else.
Mm,
Um, and I think that's helped me a little bit with like the trauma. But at the same time, I try to stay in a space where I'm still me, but I'm trying to be a little bit more me,
mhm,
if that makes sense.
mhm.
Like I'm me because of my mom raised me, so I have all these things that these people instilled in me, but I've never really, really been me, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense to you
I
guys,
think so.
but
Makes sense.
now
Yeah, I'm following.
yeah, so now okay, so now I'm kind of learning how to be me. I'm still Tyson, but I'm learning that it's nothing wrong with being selfish. So if I've been through something or I'm going through something, there's nothing wrong with me being selfish and focusing on me or doing something that makes me happy or me being honest when I know it may tear someone else down, but I'm being honest and that may set me free. So I've learned how to deal with it by finding time to myself and just kind of just finding that space because I'm not going to be happy every day, and I've been learning how to live with the trauma and try to like delete some of those negative thoughts when they do pop up. Um, I think I think I probably should go to a trauma counselor. Maybe I don't know. I haven't, but I've
You
just been trying to
talked about.
figure out things on my own.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've been kind of trying to figure out things on my own because I think I'm smart, even though I ain't that smart. But I be trying to I be trying to figure out things on my own because I believe we all know what's going on with us, but at times we just kind of want somebody to tell us, or or I may be delusional at times, or don't want nobody to spoil my little illusion that I have of my world. So it's just about creating a world for you, man. Just for you. That's it. Create a world for you, yourself, and no matter what you've been through, man, you just got to keep on fighting. And that's the thing about it, because life's going to keep moving. It's not going to stop. I don't care how affected you are by the trauma, and just don't let the trauma become a crutch.
Hmm.
Just acknowledge it and then try to move forward. But don't let it become a crutch. You know what I'm saying? Because I have friends of mine who are, still dealing with a lot of things. And I'm starting to think now that they don't want to let it go, because if they let it go, they got to be a different person. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to let go of that because they have to face reality. So sometimes you got to try to let it go slowly but surely. And just keep moving forward, because you got to shake back, man. It's all about shaking back.
Yeah, yeah. I want to give a shout out to your mom. You mentioned your mom earlier. I know your mom is a praying woman.
Hmm. Yeah,
But
yeah.
also your mom, every time I see her, she's just the sweetest woman. She is the bomb. So, um, I wanted to mention your mom. With that, go ahead and wrap this up.
Okay.
Thank you so much for gracing us with your
One
presence.
more question. One more question.
Okay,
One more
okay. You
question.
want
One
one
more
more
question.
question? All right. You want to pick the
Yeah,
question?
I'm
Or
like,
okay,
nah. Anybody can pick. I'm new to this, so I want to get comfortable with answering questions,
okay,
especially when I listen to people, or when someone wants to
okay.
learn something from me. So
I'm
I'm
gonna pick
kind
a
of new to the
question.
camera, so I'm just
I'm gonna let you
okay.
answer the question. I have to do something in the background to extend this, but I think this is a good question because this is on everybody's mind. How do you think COVID is going to affect this upcoming games? Do you think there will be an oh, I didn't even think about this. Well, do you think there will be an opening ceremony or fans in the stands?
I think like the Olympic Committee. I don't. I think it'll be effective. I think it'll be a limited amount of people in the stands, possibly.
Hmm.
Um, um, and I don't think it's going to stop though. If that's the case, unless some weird travel ban or something happens. But I think the Olympics are still going to go on. I feel like it's a big business. It's a lot of money that would probably be messed up. So I really believe. I'm
I
not saying
probably
that it'll go on and it's for our best interest. I'm not saying that, but for the upper heads, I truly believe that this has to go on. So, but I do think it'll be limited amount of people in the stands, if any. Who knows?
yeah.
But at the end of the day, it may be cool though. No stands, so I don't really see the Olympics having any people in the stands either. But who knows? They probably don't want to lose out on a lot of money. So who knows, man? But it's going to be interesting.
That's okay. I tried to do something in the background to hopefully we don't get cut off here. Um,
Mm,
man, I'm sorry, guys. I'm distracted because it was something I should. The Olympics is $1 billion production. So last year, when it was like, oh, there might be a cancellation, or I was like, ain't no way. 2008, remember it was the air quality. So I was like, the media
right.
has a job to do, they have a story to tell. 2008 was the air quality in China. We got to
Mhm.
China, I never saw a clearer sky. Like it was
Right.
just, and then 2016 I didn't go to London. I don't remember what the story was for London. I'm sure there was something. But 2016 was Zika. I didn't see not one mosquito while we were in Rio. So I was like, they're just talking. There's no way. Too much money goes into producing the Olympics. Sure enough, they postponed. COVID is real, so I hope everyone's wearing their masks, washing their hands, social distancing, quarantining, all of that stuff. But I'm hopeful that we do have an Olympic Games.
Hmm.
Um,
Me too.
all right, let's see if Robert Ajoku wants to know: would you be looking to start a YouTube channel? I'm gonna talk him into it, especially with what he's working on. I think he would do well with having a YouTube channel. But go ahead, answer the question. I answered for you.
Yeah, I don't have a YouTube channel, but whatever Tasha says, I'm gonna take her advice, because I feel comfortable in this situation. This is my first time in this type of situation, besides being a personal Zoom call. So, yeah, I'll look forward to it, as long as she can guide me in the right direction. Um,
Yeah, I
oh,
hope.
I have a question. I have a question too to the people watching. Quick
Okay.
question. So with what I've been doing, I've been helping people with training programs and a weight room program as well, right?
Hmm.
And I haven't started the Zoom thing, but what would people want more? Weight room program as well as a training program, and this is for guidance. And what I do is I try to teach my athletes the championship mindset that I have. So a lot of people ask me questions, mental questions and things like that. So that's like my main thing. So the workouts and the track, that comes with the territory. But I really try to teach people how to like handle situations or handle tough environment and things like that when it comes to running track in front of a lot of people. You got a big meet coming up, things like that. So I want to know, would you guys want someone who's giving you help with workouts and you get a chance to ask them a question once a week, or a Zoom call, or maybe even a 10-minute phone call or something like that? I want to know like what type of services do the people want for, like with my expertise. I don't
All
know if
right,
that makes
y'all
sense.
get that question? If you get cut off, I'm gonna bring you back, okay? Because I think
Mm,
that's what I was trying to do in the background. I think I did it right, but it's giving me a countdown here. Um, did you all get that question? He wants your.
yeah.
Let me. Mike Larry says phone calls with Q&As. Melanoid Fitness says we want both. Bryn Morty, training programs for sure. So it sounds like you're on the right track. Sounds like you're definitely offering
Okay.
something that there's a market for.
Okay.
Um, mm, did I do this right? I don't want to get cut off. This is what I get for okay, I'm still here. Let me see if I can bring Tyson back. Okay. Yeah. I didn't do the right thing, guys. So I'm going to get Tyson back on here. Are you guys still here? Hold on a second. Okay. Okay, he should be able to come back on now. Just give me a second, guys. I'm learning here. I'm learning here. I'm so sorry, but I'm so glad that this conversation is going so well and you all are enjoying. Um, Aisha's still here. All right, here he is. Okay. All right, we're
Good.
back. We're back. Sorry about that. Let me get your info back up on here. All right. Melanoid, thank you for your grace. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Um, all right. Let's get Aisha Snow asked if I have freckles. I'd like to believe that I do. I think so. I believe my dad does. And one of my aunts has freckles, but yeah. I think the older that I get, the more they come in. Um, Henry Altador. Back to your last question, Tyson. He said one-on-one 10-minute Zoom calls would be cool.
Okay.
But for the most part, people are saying both.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I can't imagine who wouldn't take the opportunity to train with the great Tyson Gay. Uh,
I appreciate that, y'all.
yeah. Having advice from a professional when we currently can't get out like we used to makes it possible to train at home or on our own without the dangers of being around someone. That's from Wanda Holly. So, yeah. Um, mm, Jeffrey Kane, there's lots of stuff online for training. Everyone has their special program, but there's something special and valuable about participating in a program with a pro. That just feels awesome. Agreed,
That's
agreed.
cool.
I think this is a funny one. Tyson looks like James Harden.
Who?
James Harden looks
Y'all
like
silly.
Tyson Gay. What's
Yeah. Hey, minus the belly, he done put on a little bit.
where I gotta get
You silly.
Oh, I think this would actually be a cool YouTube video. Fast Misha official said, I would like to watch you commentating your old races. That would actually be kind of cool. You could kind of talk about like what you remember about those races, because someone did
Uh huh.
ask. I didn't get to post the question, but someone said that you're telling us your favorite race from like the third person, where it was your favorite race
Right.
because of how it was commentated. But what was your favorite race like
Absolutely.
in that moment? But I think doing
Mm.
something like this is cool because you can kind of run down like what your thought. I have some races that like I remember specifically, like what my thoughts
Mhm.
were, where I was training wise, that kind of thing. I think that's actually
Right.
some pretty dope content.
Yeah. Write that down. Pin that. You know.
Oh, you want me to write it down? You see, Tyson's always bossing me around
Yeah.
too. That's
Yeah. But no, I think I appreciate that great idea. Yeah, whatever y'all want. I mean, this is my last go around, so that's why I'm having fun. I'm feeling relaxed. I want to help people. I want to give back. So I've helped probably like 50 people. Um, I guess last year, even though we wasn't raining, and they all seemed to like what I was doing and the advice I was giving them and stuff. So hopefully, I can help more and keep it moving.
yeah. Talk to us a little bit about your training now, because I know you were doing a little bit of something in Florida, coming back and forth to Texas.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm basically training solo right now.
Hmm.
So I've kind of separated myself from the training groups because I felt like I had to really focus on myself.
Yeah.
So as much as it feels good to train with people, um, I really had to focus on myself and kind of find me. So when I go out there to the track by myself and I got 300s or whatever, there's nobody there to save me but me. So that kind of gives me that extra push. It's hard, but it gives me that extra push. And it's just a fall right now, so I'm on the clock, but it's not. I'm not really doing like a ton of speed right now either way, and I've never really been heavy on the speed. So
Which talk to us about that, because that's kind of hard to believe. 969 American record holder, but you don't really do a lot of speed.
yeah, yeah, I do speed work or strength work and speed endurance, all those things that I don't know all the science terms, all that, but I do it all. But I don't believe. I'm not gonna say I don't believe because every program works for different people, maybe everybody. But I believe that you can do speed, you can run on the grass, do a lot of things, but you have to be put in the right position to execute. Your mind has to be right to win, your weight room has to be right. Your physio has to be right. To put the effort in, if that makes sense. But it don't have to be. I don't have to put the effort in running short because I'm still getting the effort in anyway. If that makes sense.
Our feed went dead for a second. Oh
Oh, okay.
man, I think
It's all good. I think this was
we're
a
back
good
up.
show. I liked it. Are
Yeah,
we back?
the
Camera
show,
rolling?
yeah, we're
Oh,
rolling now, but I think we lost some of the
oh,
feed,
okay.
and I feel like you were dropping gems just now. Um,
Uh, it's all good.
okay, let's.
Basically, I believe every athlete and every coach has to have a balance when it comes to speed, weight room, physio. I don't think it's just go do a bunch of speed work, run fast, do a bunch of strength, do this, do that. It's just a balance. I believe every coach's philosophy can work, but long as they put you in the right position and protect you as you're trying to get to the next level or the next race, I believe you're good.
I couldn't agree with that more. I have my own. Like I had the reputation of like hopping from coach to coach in the beginning of my career, but I've now been with D3
Hmm.
for going on
Mhm.
9 years. I think, when you find what works for
Mhm.
you, especially, and I don't know if it's we're superstitious more than, we just, when we find what
Mhm.
works, we like to stick to that kind
Right.
of thing.
Right.
Yeah, I feel you
Absolutely.
a lot on this. Mike Lowry and Tyson, before we got on here, I said, if you don't want to answer something, you don't have to answer it. But this question came through.
Mhm.
How does it feel to be the fastest American with no Olympic medals? What could you have done different to change the outcome?
Yeah, I was just talking about to this guy at the track today about that. He was asking me about it, and I told him that I'm okay with it for now because it was Olympic medal was kind of like it's like a bonus to
Mhm,
my career.
mhm.
It's like a bonus to my life. But once I realized that it didn't define who I was, and I'm like a different person without that medal. That's when I was able to be okay without it. So with everything else that I've accomplished, I'm definitely fine. But um, it definitely did hurt when I was a hundredth of a second from getting the medal because like I was fighting, and a lot of people don't know I started training maybe like March, I think, if I'm not mistaken, because I had hip surgery a few months before that. So I just started training in March, and then I made the team in June. So a lot of people don't know it was just this whole mental game and pain and all this stuff, and I still came up this short.
Yeah,
So that's what bugs me about it, because my whole career I never really had a fair shake. I always had to battle something. I always had to jump over this hurdle. I always had to go through this. So I came up short, but I can live with it because I didn't let it define who I was. I think my heart and the character just outweighs anything else.
yeah. I think that's I think with or without the medals, you have to remember that your career does not define who you are.
Mhm.
Another thing that I want to say is, I started this out talking about how like coming up under you, being, training with you for that year, and then just we've just had a relationship since then. I think we allow the medals to, as you said, define our career. But what cannot be
Mhm.
taken away from you, Tyson, is your record. You know what I'm saying? So you
Mhm.
don't have that
Mhm.
medal, but you have a long, extensive body of work that no one can take away from
Mhm.
you. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I've
Mhm.
been saying something. I started say I came to this realization in 2016, but I've been sharing it more. Um, you can't wait for nobody to give you your flowers, and all
Right.
those things that you just said, like, the work that you've put in, coming back from
Mhm.
surgeries and injuries, and still showing up on the line and doing what
Right.
it's only a
Right.
handful of people in this world have ever done. You got
Right.
to give yourself your flowers. You got to celebrate that and know that you've done some things that nobody else did. So
Right.
I think that that's again another testament to who you are, not as the athlete but the person, that those medals don't
Mhm.
define you, but you also know that you've put in your resume speaks for itself.
Mhm.
um there was one here that, yeah, I wanted to come back to this. VJ 85 asked, did any of you have a relationship or know Coach Lloyd Cowan, who died a few days ago? I wouldn't be surprised if your mom knew him. Any great memories? He was a great guy. Christina Horigu's coach. I most definitely did. My mom actually, if you guys don't know, my mom's here helping me with my son. That morning she came down to my room and she was like, Lloyd died. And I was like, Lloyd? And she was like, yeah, Christine's coach. I said, the black ball guy? No way. Like, he was always just so sweet. Christine was my competitor,
Mhm.
and he would still talk to me about my race. Like, he was just one of those guys on the circuit that, like, everybody knew who he was. Great guy, super
Yeah.
competitive, but still, like, we were talking about that rivalry stuff earlier, like none of that stuff mattered to him. So definitely sad to see him go, and he's definitely left a legacy behind. I don't know if you have any words you want to share, Tyson.
Now he was just a man that I knew who had like high spirits. I mean, he just had high spirits every time you seen. He had that smile. He was cool. He always speaks. He had good energy, man, and that's one thing you're gonna miss about him. He was definitely a cool guy.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. For sure. He definitely touched a lot of hearts. Um, see, I'm going back. See, Lena Brown said, I didn't even know that you didn't have an Olympic medal. It definitely has not defined you with your fans. See, you got some loyal ones, man. You got some loyal ones.
Thank you.
All right. I think unless you want to pose any more questions. Oh, that was nice. I
No,
didn't
I don't have
know
no more questions. Okay.
the British Athletics had a virtual ceremony for him. I wish I would have actually known about that. I would have tuned in for that. He was definitely an awesome guy. All right, well, I'm going to say thank you again. Thank you to all of you that tuned in and had your awesome questions. Tyson, thank you for taking time out of your day. We must
Yes,
do this
ma'am.
again.
Definitely, definitely. I really appreciate it, man. I feel like I'm helping me come out of my bubble or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of a to myself type of guy, so
Yes, you
I
are.
really appreciate the questions, guys. I appreciate you having me on, and I'm looking forward to you teaching me how to kind of be like a great host like you.
Oh, Lord, here we go. Aisha asked if you had any closing words. Were those your closing words?
My closing words are, man, I love you guys. I appreciate all the support. I love you, Tasha. I appreciate everything you do. I appreciate everything, our friendship, and I hope to see you guys soon.
Right back at you. I love you too, man. All right,
All
guys.
right.
Well, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for sharing. Again, this will still be up on the channel, so you can come back and watch it and head to Tyson's Instagram and ask him any questions that you didn't get to ask here. Look out for his program. I checked your website out. What's the website?
It's
Tyson
TysonGay.com.
TysonGay.com. Yeah, check out the website.
Yeah.
He's got some great stuff coming. So thanks again, guys. Happy Thursday. Bye.
All right. Peace.
Here we go with this awkward. I don't know how to end the live. There we go.